What's going on, guys? It's Nick here, back with another video. It's Friday, so we've got another prop betting video. I'll be posting these, like I said, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. We're just going to start things off with under this time. As you know, typically I like to only bet or only find overs to bet. Makes it for a little bit more of an enjoyable viewing experience. But I try and find one player that their total is a little bit too high. So today it's Giannis, which his total is 48.5. And remember, as of right now, I'm only betting points plus rebounds plus assists. Always terrifying taking the under on a stud player, but 48.5 is just a massive line. So there are just too many paths to this one not working out. You never want to project a blowout, but this game, at least when you're prop betting, it's a little bit different. DFS, you never really want to project a blowout, but when you're prop betting, you need to take into account that the Bucks are 13.5-point favorites, and Giannis already doesn't see as many minutes as the other studs. He can still get there in that amount of time, but if there's a relatively large chance that Charlotte is dreadful, they can't keep up. I mean, they're 15-30 on the season. So there's definitely a chance that this turns into a blowout and Giannis does see more like 27, 28 minutes instead of the like 30 to 31 that he usually sees. Now, Charlotte's defense is dreadful, and if it is a blowout, it was probably because Giannis went off. But it's a massive number to hit 48.5. He's hit that total in 4 of his last 5, but he's also been in a bit of a hot streak. He missed that total in 4 straight before that. So ultimately, you're looking at this game, he could drop 50 real-life points, but I looked at industry projections. They all kind of have him below that 49 points he'd need to get. So I feel comfortable making him the under because that's just a little bit too high for an average outcome. 3 more overs, though, today. So for overs, we've got Cat at 37.5. He's finally back from his illness, his injuries, played a few games, should be good to go with full run. There doesn't seem to be any sort of a hard cap on his minutes. This is a guy that I was extremely excited about coming into the season, and he's posted some just monster stat lines so far. And since returning, he's taken shot totals of 21, 11, 19, 24. So he's definitely getting the shots up. He's not playing passively. And he's posted points, rebound, assist stat lines of 33, 24, 41, and 48. But that's with rebound totals of 5, 6, 8, and 6, which is well below his season and his career averages. So those are things I definitely expect to normalize over time. And since he's been seeing lower totals there, I think that's what's brought down his prop. So we also consider who he's playing. He has dominated the Rockets in the past. He's had at least 20 real-life points in 11 of his last 12 games against them, with a double-double in that same 11 of 12. In fact, his worst game from a points, rebounds, assist perspective has been 34 in those 12 games, and the rest have all been over that 37.5 where his prop is, and he's averaged 45. So he's only hit the under in 1 of his last 12 games against them. And that one he missed, he was pretty close at 34. So I do feel really good about him. When I did make lineups playing DFS, I was always looking to target Karl-Anthony Towns playing Houston, and I'll do so again tonight in the prop. So over on 37.5 for him. Also hitting the over on Siakam yet again. Feels like I take him every single time that he's healthy. I take the over, and I'm definitely comfortable doing it against the Knicks. Vegas only has the game at 7.5 points. My model has a little over 5. So I don't think this is a situation like Milwaukee where we have an elevated risk of a blowout. It's the Knicks, and no one would be surprised if they lose by 50. But Vegas and my model are saying it should be at least relatively close. He should get very close to his full run, which is about 33, 34 minutes. They played earlier this season. They won by 28 points, and he still had 41 for his points, rebounds, assist number. Because like I said last time, even when he's having bad games from a shooting perspective, he can get there in rebounds, he can get there in assists, and we saw that last game. He was 8 of 23 from the field, 1 of 8 from 3, but he grabbed a ton of rebounds, got some assists, and still hit the over. So I like the over on Siakam, Karl Anthony Towns, the under on Giannis, and the last prop is Morant, 27.5 for him. I like the over on that. He's hit the over in 8 of his last 10 games, with one of those coming against the Celtics where they got destroyed and he just didn't play even close to his usual run. He's been playing like low 30s to mid 30s minutes in competitive games, and tonight's game only has a 1-point spread with a massive 230-point total. And he also fits the type of player that I said I like betting on. You know, he's able to supplement his scoring with rebounds and assists. So his outcomes are far less volatile than a point guard who's more dependent on just scoring. Plus, this is actually the fourth player I talk about. I usually bring up 5 players, or usually plan on doing that. But usually when I look at things, my 4 favorite players might only come from 2 games, because maybe I really like a game, or maybe 3 games. But they come from 4 different games, which means we can take my 4 favorite picks and put them into a prop, because typically I also like, when I make props, at least 4. You can do 3, but you don't really get as much of a bonus from doing that, so you might as well just take 3 separate bets. But I'm doing right now, these are the only bets I have, is these 4 bets thrown together into a parlay, and you're allowed to do that since they're all in 4 separate games, and it comes out to plus 1251. So those are my 5 picks for today. That'll do it for this video. Remember that my goal is to put this video up Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday, since those are the days that have the most games. But that's the end of this one. Hope you all did enjoy. If you did, how about hitting the like button? If you're new here, how about subscribing to the channel? Thanks for watching.